Welcome back to Switzer and Australia's business channel. Seek has been one of the country's most impressive companies in recent years, but is starting to hit roadblocks, or is it? Today's profit report was not greeted positively by the market, but are the analysts misreading the potential of the company? Andrew Bassat, the CEO, undoubtedly has a view on this subject. Welcome, Andrew.
Hi.
What do you think when the market treats you unfairly in your eyes?
Look, it's not unfair. I think the market does what the market does. We thought it was a good result. My mother thought it was a good result.
Yeah, your mum would.
But nobody else thought it was a good result. Look, I think at the end of the day, we invest for the future. We worry about the 3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
And that's how we run the business. And that's a lumpy process. You know, we've invested enormously aggressively over the last few years, in particular in the last half, that we think we're going to get a good return on. And we think we delivered a creditable result in terms of still getting good profit growth, revenue growth and so on, despite the investment, despite this subdued economy.
Yeah, so I noticed that like your revenue was up 17%. Okay, you've done better in the past, but 17 is good. But your profit surged 64%. So why didn't the market like that? Like, that sounds fantastic. 60.
The 64% was a reported number. That did include a one-off, which is the fair gain valuation on Job Street.
Yeah.
So the normalised number was 9%. And I'm a bit disappointed with the 9%.
Okay, yeah, I thought you might, but I wanted you to say it. Okay. Now, and it fell $1.63 or 8.7%. You're now $17.10. Your interim dividend, 19 cents. So I guess you're yielding what, 2 to 3%.
Yep.
Okay.
Well, the share price keeps going down even more.
Even more. You always look for.
I think close to 3% now.
All right. So if someone had never been invested in you guys before, what are the really good stories out there that you think will make the market be wrong in 1 or 2 years' time?
Oh, look, I think, if you look at our track record, we've had, I think, 21 halves since we listed. And I think in 17 of those halves, we've grown our profit by more than 12%. My hope in the next 21 halves, we'll grow up by more than 12% in 21 halves. And that's what we're investing for. We firmly believe in the future. We believe in the opportunities, not just in Australia, but across our international markets, to have a much, much bigger market business than we do today. Yeah. And that's what we're selling.
So, Andrew, you were a disruptor when you came on the scene. You're not a disruptor now.
No, we think we are.
I'm going to ask that question. Do you think you still are?
Oh, look, completely. I think, we plenty of headroom for us in terms of we think we're better placed than anyone else in terms of the human capital management market.
What's that mean, human capital management?
Well, just the whole thing about not just people finding jobs, but also education. And we think in terms of both those processes, in terms of both those value chains, we can do a lot more than we do today. So we're very excited about the future and feel we're attacking rather than defending.
Excuse my ignorance, but I never see you aggressively market your education. It's clearly on your website, and the people all the employees out there, our employees who waste our time on your website all the time, obviously they see it. But are you missing out on some part of the market, like me, that you're not marketing to?
No, we do market aggressively. We've got a very aggressive marketing budget, in particular online. And maybe also even TV. We did TV recently.
Did you?
Maybe we went too lowbrow for the shows you're watching, but we do a big budget.
I have seen billboards. I've seen billboards, but even now I don't see the education push. So what is, if you had to sum up in a nutshell, your education message, what is it?
Oh, look, I think we've got 2 education businesses. One is Seek Learning, and we think we will help any student find the right outcome for them through Seek Learning. And in the case of Swinburne, our JV partner, Swinburne Online, we've just got great distance higher education offering. We think the best in the country.
Who are your customers there at Swinburne? Are they employees looking to get progress within corporations, or are they people who want to start their own business? I know you're not necessarily a small business. Swinburne has been associated with a lot of small business education. So what is the market you're chasing there? Oh,
look, I think we've got a wide variety of courses. I think we've put more than 200,000 students into an education over the past few years. So it's an enormous number of students. So it's a wide variety of things, all the way from allied healthcare through to business, through to finance, through to nursing. So it's a wide variety of potential students.
Okay, Seek International, how's that going?
Fantastic. China had a corker of a result.
China did?
China had a terrific result that we announced also this morning. Southeast Asia is going well with the merger between Job Street and JobsDB. Brazil's going well, Mexico's going well, and so that's most of them.
Okay, so do you have exposure in Europe?
No exposure in Europe.
No, why not?
All early stage markets. We looked at China versus US, or we looked at China versus some of the European markets. There were many more people who could help, and they needed that help more relative to the existing services. So that's just led us into emerging markets. So we've gone earlier stage rather than later stage. We've gone to China, we've gone to Southeast Asia, we've gone to South America. We think we can make a bigger impact on people, and if we do that, we'll have a...
Is South America a bit of a problem now? Like, for example, in Brazil, they've got political problems, and the economy is not growing as well as it was. Is there a bit of inertia in the growth in your Brazilian...
Look, the economy's been a bit slow. I think post the World Cup hasn't helped. So I think we've seen that before. But our business has been great. The people we've dealt with have been terrific, the management team. The business has grown a long way since we bought it. So we've felt very good about our presence in Brazil.
Okay. I thought I read that the China market was a bit sluggish, but your result was still okay?
Our business was up, so nearly 30%, so PCP.
So despite a sluggish market, or did I misread?
Despite a sluggish market, and the reason is we're very early stage, so we're in a market that we think will be enormously bigger in 5 years' time than it is today, regardless of what the economy does.
Well, I read recently that China in 3 years' time will be the biggest retail market in the world, so it'll pass the USA.
And it should be the biggest job market in the world.
Okay, so as a consequence, I was going to ask that question, is there a link between, in a sense, the middle classing of China is a part of that story as well?
Completely.
Is that your sweet spot? As people become middle class, they then become aspirational, and they're not only wanting to be in a job, they're always looking for another job to go to that will improve their...
Completely right. Yeah, completely right. So there's always more people coming to the market. There's new cities opening up that are addressable to us, that weren't addressable to us 5 years ago, and new people coming to those markets.
Why then... considering my brilliant observations, which you're totally agreeing with, and I haven't had to talk to you before the show, why aren't the analysts seeing this?
The analysts do what the analysts do. So
come on. Do you think the analysts are too short-term then?
I think the Australian marketplace is very short-term focused. I think the reality is in every given year we would have probably 50 million plus that's all about investment for the future. Now, we could make that 40 and improve our earnings. We don't do that because it's not the right thing to do to run the business long-term. I think the analysts perhaps miss that to some extent.
You've lost a couple of long-serving executives. Is that going to have a material impact on the business?
Look, we've lost people over the past. We've lost my brother, we've lost the other partner, Matt Rockman. I think the reality is we've got a very strong organisation. It's always been more than one or two people. We've got a lot of bench strength. They're both big losses. They've both been very, very long-serving and good employees. Both will remain in a capacity, but we'll be able to cover it.
Okay. Who is your next rival down? What chunk of the market does it have, and what chunk do you have?
Look, it's fair. Look, it's a fair question. I think our view is to probably say that our starting point is we're responsible for 22% of placements in Australia. Okay. The next best of our direct competitors is less than 2%. Okay. Our hope is that we can get to 100%. Now, we won't get there.
Gee, that's a bit selfish, Andrew.
That's a bit selfish, yes, but we have to. That leaves no room for competitors. Now, we won't get there, but I think the striving is the job that we're trying to do. But if we get to 40% and our competitors go from 2 to 5, we're still happy.
Okay. And the economy, local economy, is mixed. We know it's mixed. Some you know the sectors that are doing well and the ones aren't doing well. Will your business do better if we're growing at 3.5% and unemployment's coming from 6.4 down to 5.4?
Completely. So there's no doubt that ad volumes relate to unemployment rate. Unemployment rate goes down, our ad volumes go up very rapidly. So that's why we feel it was a creditable result. With unemployment rate at 6.4%, with the highest we've seen since we listed. Now we think the economy is better than the 6.4%.
So what?
Illustrates, yes, completely.
But if people wanted to take a punt on you, if they believe that the economy is going to come good over the next year or two, particularly because of lower interest rates...
We will benefit enormously from that.
Okay, Andrew, thanks for joining us on the show, mate.
Thank you very much.
Good luck.
Good to see you.
Cheers. That's Andrew Bassat, the CEO of Seek. Okay, coming up, what does the CEO of Bendigo and Adelaide Bank have up his sleeve to improve the company's share price? We'll see this after the break.